Hello, Bayern Munich will get a visit from Heidenheim tomorrow. The newbies in the league at 3:30 p.m. at Allianz Arena. Welcome to the press conference with Thomas Tuchel. So raise your hands for the questions. Hello, Thomas. You were talking about those midweek fixtures that a couple of players won't be able to play in all those games. Upamecano, for example. What are the latest news about it, and what do you expect from Heidenheim, the newly promoted team that were doing a good job at Dortmund of late, and who earned a very important victory against Stuttgart, who are in really fine form? So they are not really too straight in their performances. They were going out in the German Football Federation Cup against Gladbach, but that happened to us as well. They're really good in heading the ball. They're really good in dead ball situations, very dangerous with crosses. And then they are really flexible. They react to the style of your opponent and the system they play. They got a clear idea of their play, but they adapt to the way their opponent plays and which spaces they try to protect. They are really diligent. They're running a lot, and they really work their way into the league. And obviously, it's the next difficult game after two very difficult games for us, also mentally difficult. It's a different game. Obviously, we are the clear favorites. And the first question to your first question now, we are trying to assess the situation every day anew. We'll see the players after this press conference. We'll talk to the medical staff and the physios, and we'll see how Leon is doing, how Upa is doing, and how Rafael Guerreiro is doing as well. And then we have a couple of other candidates who played quite a lot lately. Alphonso Davies, Kingsley Coman, Min-jae, for example, whom we are talking to every day, and with the medical staff as well, because they got a knock here, they got problems with the hip there, they might have tweaked their back on a jump, and all those little things that might lead to a real injury, but we'll get this puzzled tomorrow. Musiala will be out. Thomas Müller might be a candidate. What would change in your game if Müller plays for Musiala? Well, he's a totally different type of player. Musiala likes to dribble the ball, carry the ball with high speed and make turns, and then accelerate with the ball, get through space towards the last line. Thomas is a completely different player. He likes to play directly and quickly, and he's a bit more aggressive in the box than Jamal is. So, well, but the position as such is a position that Thomas likes to play in as well. He plays it a bit differently, but we'll see and adapt. No day without pundit opinion. Mehmet Scholl was talking about the personal situation, and he said after the cup game was used by you to show your bosses how thin the squad is. Well, that is a complete nonsense. We use the cup game in order to give players a break and to manage their workload and to give players a chance that were earning the chance, and that's what we did. But unfortunately, we lost the game. So the blame is on me. It's always on me as far as the starting 11 is concerned, but that has nothing to do with that. Mr. Tuchel, you were talking about Rafael Guerreiro. Would he be an option for Heidenheim, and how many minutes, maybe? Well, one half at a maximum. That was the prognosis yesterday, but his history is a bit of a problem. It's not his first muscular injury, and that's why we are extremely cautious. He's practicing, and he's practicing for quite a while now, and for longer than Upa, for example, who came back earlier and where we've taken a bit more risk. But with Rafa, he has a history of those injuries already, and at Dortmund as well. So we are more conservative in our approach, but it feels just right to maybe play a half of the game. After the Heidenheim game, there will be the national break. Daniel Peretz will get back to his national team. Have you talked to the national coach, and how do you see him? I didn't have contact with the national team coach, and I believe that the situation is that Israel has 4 games, if I'm not mistaken, and Daniel will travel today already, so he won't make the squad tomorrow. He will travel to his national team today in order to play on Sunday already. I believe that he has chances to play, which we are happy about, but it hasn't changed. I know that it's good for him to have a bit of a distraction by practicing with us and get our support, and that hasn't stopped. Mr. Tuchel, you were alluding to the differences between Musiala and Thomas Müller. Is Thomas Müller now your choice to replace Musiala for this game? We have a couple of options, but Thomas is obviously the #1 alternative if we stick to our system, but we haven't made a decision yet. But obviously he is the #1 candidate, and the likelihood is really high. But still, as coaches, we still want to keep that decision open as long as we can and not give away anything. Mr. Tuchel, Alexander Pavlovic, who was praised in the last couple of days. How close is he to getting his first start? Well, he's really close. That's a pity, and that's good in the same sense, because it means that we have a couple of injury issues, or a player that is banned like Josh, who is usually a shoe-in for the starting 11, but he has earned the praise. He was really close to being brought in at the Champions League game after doing a really good job against Dortmund, but then we had to react to the game, and with the injury of Jamal, one substitution slot was gone already, so we didn't bring him in, but he is ready. He can come in from the start, or he can come in from the bench. We haven't decided it yet, but he's definitely a candidate. On Sunday, there will be the meeting with the members. Will you be a part of it? Will the team be a part of it? Have you monitored how it went in the last couple of years? No, I didn't. So I'm really going to look forward to it. I don't think the players will make it because they will be at their national team, but I will be there. But I have a very important date tomorrow already with the game, and we're gonna try to prepare a good mood for that. Final question. You just said that Thomas Müller might be a likely option. How do you see Serge Gnabry's role these days? Well, Serge is back, fortunately, and you can tell that it's getting better every day. We've seen at Saarbrücken it's not easy to play with a cast like that, and that was his feedback as well, and the feedback from Leon Goretzka, for example, that your motion just changes with a cast like this, because it really has a bit of a weight, and that means that this whole static is changing a bit, and it really hurts your back and even your hips and your legs. With Serge, you could see it more significant than in practice, and he was well holding back at duels and all this in order to not fall down and not fall down in an unplanned manner. But that changes on a daily basis. His cast is a bit smaller. The danger of injuring this even further is smaller now, but still there is a bit of a bridge to walk over for him. But we miss him, obviously, but he has played in the Champions League because we need him, because he is important, and nothing has changed in that. And so he is a candidate for tomorrow. But with all the changes that we are forced to do, I'm not sure how the team will actually look like tomorrow, but I'm happy that he's back, and we'll find a good mixture of changes that we have to do because of medical reasons, and the wish to just bring in fresh energy after those really tough games and those top games with high intensity. Well, we lost in the cup, and we got the scrutiny that we didn't want, and that really costs energy. But so now we need fresh minds, fresh legs on the pitch, but we have to be smart. We cannot just change 11 times and say, well, here we go, because that's too complicated. The game is too important. It's about 3 points, and we want to keep momentum. So all the decisions will be probably made late. So thank you very much. See you tomorrow at the arena. Bye-bye.